everybody, Sharp Bets Fantasy Sets. We're going to recap the divisional round and look forward to the championship round. We were Tim, Sir, Nas, and Mike. A very happy Mike. Happy Martin Luther King Day. Happy inaugural day. Happy college football and title game. Go Irish. Whatever you celebrated today or cried over because of the new president, God bless you. Hope you're doing well. Anyway, we're doing this on a Monday because we're fresh off of these games, so we're going to have some early lines for you during our picks, so if they change during the week, you know, just deal with it and go with what we say. I doubt they'll change too much, but I'm going to get right into it. Fuck a round table. Let's just shoot right to the Bills and Ravens game because there's a lot of back and forth going between Nas and Mike. Mike, I'm going to let you go first with your happiness and rant and gloat a little bit, and then I'll let Nas talk back. So go on, Mike. How you feeling?
Yeah, I mean, this talk show for the past at least 4 or 6 weeks has been about the MVP, right? And everybody was talking about the season, regular season. Well, the regular season's over, and now the playoffs have started, at least last week and this week, and now we know what happened. Yesterday, Lamar Jackson was showing his true colors, turning over the ball, that fumble, trying to do too much, trying to do a little spinneroo there, and Von Miller picked up that ball, and it wasn't running out of gas. He should have gone to the end zone. But and then that pick was one of the worst throws I've ever seen in my life. That is the Lamar Jackson that we know in the playoffs. He has more turnovers in the playoffs than he has touchdowns. He has more turnovers in the playoffs than he has wins. He has more turnovers in the playoffs than Josh Allen. I mean, everybody ripped Josh Allen because of the turnovers, right? Fair. But look at Josh Allen's stats in the playoffs. He doesn't turn over the ball in the playoffs, and that's what matters. And Josh Allen, for the second time, has beaten Lamar Jackson. Lamar's 0-2 against Josh Allen in the playoffs. Josh Allen's 2-0. Josh Allen's in the AFC Championship. Lamar hasn't even sniffed one.
He just was in one last year.
He was in one last year.
Oh, okay. He wasn't last one. All right, my bad.
Let's not forget that.
He was in the AFC Championship. Okay, you're right.
Yeah, Mahomes went into Baltimore and beat him. Remember?
Yeah. And at the end of the day, Lamar turned over the ball, and that's why he lost. You can talk about Mark Andrews all you want. If Lamar doesn't turn over that ball twice, the Ravens probably win.
Oddly enough, Nas, before I let you respond, that is the first time Lamar Jackson has turned the ball over twice in a game this year, and he picked a very bad time to do it. Go on, Nas. Retort all this stuff Mike's claiming.
All right, so all that stuff what Mike said is right. The fumble, he tried to do too much. I agree. The interception, bad communication was just terrible. But I have a question for you guys. You guys know how many carries Derrick Henry had?
16.
Okay. How many yards he had?
84.
Another question. Do you know how many carries he had in the first half?
Probably 4 or 5.
Not many.
Last week against the Steelers, how many carries did Derrick Henry have? Maybe 25?
More than 20. I said that last week. If Derrick Henry gets 20 carries, the Ravens are undefeated. If they get under 20 carries, they're 2-6 or something like that. I know. I said that last week.
The whole narrative during the week, I felt like.
What are you getting?
Hold on. I didn't. Can I talk? I didn't interrupt you when you talked. Can I talk? The whole week, it's this narrative. Oh, Lamar Jackson has to look better than Josh Allen. Lamar Jackson has to outplay Josh Allen when it didn't need to be that. They just got over it. The same thing happened last year when they played Patrick Mahomes in the AFC Championship. Oh shit, Lamar Jackson got to outplay Patrick Mahomes. If you just run the ball with Derrick Henry, he had 26 carries and 130 yards against a Pittsburgh run defense that is 10 times better than the Buffalo Bills. Why are we not running the ball? You give him 4 carries in the first half. Then you don't run him because you want Lamar to outplay Josh Allen. The 2 turnovers hurt it the most. The second half, you come out, you run him the ball, he goes and scores. But oh shit, we got to go back to Lamar Jackson outplaying Josh Allen. Just stick to what got you there. Lamar Jackson had 0 quarterback design runs yesterday. 0.
I didn't understand that, and I texted you during the game in the first half. They have not used Lamar Jackson's legs at all.
He had 0 quarterback design runs.
Right.
This is not what got you here. Lamar Jackson threw for 250 yards with 2 touchdowns and an interception yesterday and lost. Can I interest you on how many yards he threw against Pittsburgh?
I would say 168.
175. They had a 13-play drive with 13 runs.
Yeah.
Listen, so getting up early, the Bills, like what I told you guys the prior week. If we get up early, Lamar's going to have to force to get throw the ball because that's what the coach does. That's what we did.
The worst thing that could have happened to the Ravens was Lamar going down to score first. Because now you're thinking, oh shit, the game plan, Lamar Jackson has to outplay Josh Allen. It worked. Instead of punching him in the mouth, getting off the bus, punching him in the mouth, turning the ball, you paid this guy. You gave this guy 2 years, what, 16, 20 million? Turn the ball off and hand it to him. What the fuck? What are we waiting on? For the AFC Championship for him to get the ball?
And I asked, so why do you think now everybody on here, I mean, this just shows those shows on TV are fucking stupid because not one person on here said Lamar Jackson has to outplay Josh Allen. All of us last week said Lamar actually doesn't have to be Superman.
He doesn't.
Yeah, so are you saying these coaches listen to the actual media?
Yes. It's the narrative. Yes,
that's why I have a hard time believing.
That's wild.
Listens to the narrative.
Okay, he's not physically. Oh, I'm listening to it, but it's the narrative. Come on, these people are human. They hear Josh Allen versus Lamar, the two MVPs. They're not deaf.
Nah, your argument coming onto this show is saying that you need to run the ball more. So what's the point of crowning him MVP if you can't use him? You don't want to use Lamar. That's how you know he's bad in the playoffs. You're begging for them to run the ball. You're begging them to run the ball.
He didn't have to go in that game yesterday throwing for 250 to 300 yards. You seen he had 2 turnovers in the fucking game. Was still in arm's reach.
You have an MVP. Give him the ball. Right? That's your MVP ball.
God. He had 2 turnovers. He had 2 turnovers, and the game was still in reach.
Oh, give him the ball.
This guy ran for 900 yards this season. He ran for 900 yards this season.
Okay, but Nas, to Mike's point, I want Tim to jump into it in a second. To Mike's point, if they hand the ball off to Derrick Henry and he gets stuffed, don't you want to go out with the ball in your MVP, Lamar Jackson's hands?
Why get Derrick Henry?
Well, to make it easier.
That's why Josh.
Listen, that 2-point this comes to this play. That 2-point conversion play, you have Patrick.
That should have been an RPO.
It should have been 22 dive to Derrick Henry. If Matt Milano strikes the gap and tackles Derrick Henry, then fuck it, we lost.
But I disagree. I'd rather have the ball in Lamar's hands in that situation.
Did they not call a perfect play?
They did.
All he has to do is catch the ball. And we're talking about overtime. Yeah. We're talking about how bad Josh Allen looked, to be honest. Because if the Bills don't win the game, they're going to look at Josh Allen's stats and be like, ew.
Josh Allen didn't have a bad game. It was the play calling, and it was vanilla. The whole second half was very vanilla for the Bills.
And I'll give Tony.
At the end of the day, we ran all over the fucking Ravens. The Ravens have the best run defense in the NFL, and we made their run defense look like absolute shit.
I'll give Tony Romo a lot of credit, too, because I know you guys were watching. He was saying that. It's time to let Josh Allen throw. Enough of this. He was actually saying, like, you can't run the ball on 2 downs anymore. 2 of the 3 downs have to be in Josh Allen's hands. And they actually started doing it later in the game. Sir, what do you think?
I'm just like what I said last week. The same thing happened last year. Like, you guys had a big game, you get away from your identity. Baltimore's known to run the football. And all of a sudden, Lamar's like, "Oh, I'm going to pass the ball." Like that's what they do. They're a running team. But I said that last week. I said if they're going to be Buffalo, they're going to have to run the ball. And well, they gave Derrick Henry 16 carries. He was running, and then you get away from that. I don't know. That made no sense to me.
Is there something to be said that maybe the defensive play calls from the Bills forced Baltimore to do something different?
Maybe.
Well, like I told you, Matt Milano. I told you guys
he was a factor. You're right. He was a
factor. Terrell Bernard stripped Mark Andrews on that, and he recovered. I told you we didn't have Terrell Bernard. Teron Johnson was all over the field. These are the 3 guys I told you guys about last week and make a difference, and they all did.
And Milano knocked down the first 2-point conversion.
Yeah, that was huge. He was wide open, likely.
Which I was okay with going for. I know, like, a lot of people are giving Harbaugh flack a lot.
Do you guys see what I'm saying? Like, you guys, especially you, Scott and Nas, are crowning Lamar Jackson as like one of the best quarterbacks of all time in the
what? Hold on, hold on. I never said that.
In the regular season,
I've been saying all year Josh Allen's the 2nd best quarterback in the NFL. Never in my life have I said I've actually been quoted saying I might take Dak Prescott over Lamar Jackson.
To beat the Bills, so that's enough for me.
But have I not said that? I've actually quoted. I'm not a huge Lamar fan. I just give credit where it's due, and he's a great player. And a lot of time, I'm not putting this game on Lamar Jackson. You scored 25
in the MVP
points.
race, you never gave it to Josh. You were like, maybe Josh gets it. Yeah, give it to Josh. Like, it's never been like 100%. It's Josh's.
Because it's not. It's not gonna be.
Yes, it is.
It might not be. I'm just saying it's a lot closer than you think. Lamar Jackson actually had the greatest quarterback year of all time in the history of the NFL.
Bro, but we know who he is.
I know that, and I would take Josh Allen.
That was a great thing Sir sent out.
I know, and I love Josh Allen. I think he's better than Lamar Jackson. I've never said Lamar Jackson's better. But I think if you put up 25 points in a game, it's hard to blame the quarterback. I can't say this was fully on Lamar, because if Mark Andrews doesn't fumble and Mark Andrews makes that catch, they win the game. And then, like Tim said, you're looking at how vanilla Josh Allen played. Granted, it was the play calling, but he wasn't overly. If he plays like that next week, the Chiefs are in the Super Bowl.
Y'all are saying the Ravens didn't win the game because they didn't run the ball enough. We're not even talking. Like, that has nothing to do with the MVP.
I didn't say that. Nas said that.
I agree. That's what I agree on.
Mike, did Josh Allen have an MVP game yesterday?
No.
So neither did Lamar. So what are we talking about here, bro?
But he didn't turn over the ball.
I'm saying, but he didn't throw the ball enough to throw picks.
Yeah, Buffalo. They didn't call a game to put him in a predicament for him to turn it over.
You cannot Josh Allen.
200 yards on you guys. Why would he need to throw the ball when we're running the ball well?
He's the MVP. Put the ball in the MVP's hands.
But to Mike's point, you cannot.
We were winning the game.
Yeah, you cannot Josh Allen.
They were down. Baltimore was down. We were never down, except for the first score. When you're down, you rely on your MVP. That's Lamar, right? And they did. And look what happened.
I just think you should, like with the Ravens, they got away from the run, and that was a mistake.
That was a mistake.
That was a mistake from get away from the run.
So, Mike, I got a question. If Josh Allen plays how he played yesterday, they beat the Chiefs and go to the Super Bowl.
I know. Depends how, if Josh Allen plays, that doesn't matter. If we win the game, it's because of our run game, and it's also obviously because of Josh Allen. But
I ask you a simple question.
If Josh Allen plays like that next week, do we win the game? I would say yes, we do.
Okay.
I'm not worried about the Chiefs, man. It was you guys, and that's it. We're going Super Bowl.
Okay.
Careful, man. I know you have a good job at being not worried.
Scott liked Mahomes. Scott likes
Patrick Mahomes.
Listen, if Josh Allen wins a game next week when he
What did
only
Josh
throws
Allen
for
do that looks so ugly, by the way?
127 yards.
No, Josh Allen played good, but
what did he? But he's saying if he plays like he did, like what? How did he play like?
He has to play.
What did he do bad?
Nothing, but he did. You're not gonna beat. Listen, Mahomes is another animal. You're not gonna beat Mahomes, and the Chiefs are another animal. I don't think you're beating them by playing that same way.
The Chiefs' offense is more high potent than the Baltimore
when they want to be. Yes. I swear, I think they're bored. I'm not kidding. They turn it up when they want to. I know I've said that since like week 5. They're capable of winning 10-9, and they're capable of winning 28-24. They do what they need to. Is
Mahomes the underdog?
No, but it's close because it's -1.5, which technically means he is because you get 3 points at home.
For what it's worth, Lamar Jackson was also without his number one receiver. It's not really an excuse.
I don't want to hear that, though, because he hasn't had Stephon Diggs all year. And, like, everyone said that was going to mean something.
Oh, I'm just telling you how his stats were in the regular season. You're saying it's completely different in the playoffs because he had a different fucking team in the playoffs. He was, I don't know, you might think that Zay Flowers isn't good, but you look at his numbers, it's pretty fucking good.
Oh, Zay Flowers is a good receiver, yeah, but I mean, that wouldn't have helped Lamar, not fumble that ball or throw that pick.
No, of course not. But you're saying that the total game could be different. You add another player in, like you added your defensive pieces back. All of a sudden, your defense played better. You added one of his very key offensive players in. Could have made a difference in the game.
They ran that 2-point conversion play, the one that Mark Andrews dropped at least 5 times, the same exact play. I was seeing they had the same play against the Packers, same play against the
Steelers,
and it was the same exact play, and it didn't work once.
Why couldn't they just come out in 22 personnel, 5 linemen, tight end, Pat Ricard as the up back, Lamar in the shotgun next to Derrick Henry, quarterback power, or give it to Derrick Henry if you want to, If Matt Milano
that Nas, because sometimes coaches just overthink the game.
If Matt Milano or any of those linebackers come through, first a 300-pound Ricard, a 260-pound Derrick Henry, and tackle Lamar, God damn it, he made the best play of his life.
You're talking to a bunch of us who watched them not hand the ball to Marshawn Lynch on the 1 yard line.
A waggle when you got a 260-pound Derrick Henry in the backfield.
I get it, but Nas, at the end of the day, the play's
Holy
there.
Shit.
It's there.
It's there. All he has to do is do this.
I mean, like
Derrick Henry's there too.
But people say
it could have been to his chest. It was
it could have been a better throw. I agree with that, but like, he still got to catch.
Josh Allen makes that throw. That's a conversion.
It hit an NFL receiver in his fucking hands. He should catch the ball. It wasn't that far behind him. It wasn't that far in front of him. It hit both of his paws.
I was gonna say, did the ball hit him in the hands? You got one job as a receiver.
What made it worse
with the hands? Catch the football.
What makes it worse is that Isaiah Likely was making like acrobatic catches all fucking.
So why didn't they put him in it?
I don't know.
I do like Likely a lot, man.
Yeah. He scored the touchdown.
He might actually like that. It's sad, but that might be the last play of Mark Andrews' career as far as a Raven. Like with Likely, like it's like, hey man, like we love you, you were great, but like we're not going to
Commanders.
Yeah. All right, we're gonna do a final say about this game. I want you to give me who your regular season MVP actually is, and do you put that game on Lamar Jackson, sir?
The MVP, who it should be, or who's going to go to?
Who's going to go to, and who? Give me both.
It's probably going to go to Josh Allen, but it should go to Saquon Barkley.
I agree. Yeah, I could see that. Tim,
it's going to go to Josh Allen. I really wish Joe Burrow made the playoffs because that's probably who I still think is probably the MVP.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. But he didn't make the playoffs. I think it will go to Josh Allen, but I think it will be close. I think it should ultimately go to Josh Allen, Mike. So I'm definite there, but I wouldn't be shocked if Lamar gets it. Sorry, sir. Do you put that game on Lamar or no?
No, I put it on the coaching.
Okay.
And no, it's not Lamar's fault. He put the ball in his receiver's hand with a chance to bring it to overtime. And if it goes to overtime, the whole whatever we're talking about goes out the window right now because whoever makes the play in overtime is what we'd be talking about.
You never know what happens in overtime. Anything can happen. So
right, Nas, give me an order of 3 things you put the blame on in that game for the Ravens.
Todd Monken, the offensive coordinator. You gotta Mark Andrews.
Yeah.
And fucking John Harbaugh.
So no Lamar in yours. Mike.
He didn't do what did he like besides those 2 turnovers is like
but Mike's right, if they don't turn that over, it doesn't come down to that play.
But even with the 2 turnovers, the game's still in reach.
True. Mike, who you putting that game on? Is it Lamar? Is it on Lamar?
So let's flip flop. Let's say the Ravens just won and Josh Allen just had the game Lamar had.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not saying maybe you guys, but
he's getting crucified.
He would get absolutely crucified forever for the next.
Any top quarterback you put in that slot will get crucified.
But Lamar's not going to get crucified. He's not going to get crucified. They're going to point it at Andrews.
No, I heard a lot.
That's Dalton Kincaid who dropped that 2-point conversion, and Josh Allen has those Lamar stats. It's all Josh Allen's fault.
You just told me that they said the pass could have been better.
I understand that, but I'm saying if the shoe's on the other foot, everybody's going to blame Josh Allen for the kind of game he had, not for the one play, for the kind of game he had. But no, it's all Mark Andrews' fault.
I can't figure everybody else, but if Josh Allen had that kind of game, I wouldn't blame him. I wouldn't put the blame on because this year, honestly,
I'm not saying you guys. I'm saying for the majority of the media.
Yeah, which is all click.
Honestly, this year was supposed to be a rebuild year for the Bills. They were supposed to, come up and the Ravens AFC Championship game last year. They went and got Derrick Henry a beast.
This is the year,
and you don't use him. Come on, fam.
This is the year.
Come on now.
Yeah, I blame it on Lamar. It's 100% his fault, and I can't tell you guys I didn't see it coming.
But I think he will win the MVP because he was all pro, and the same people that vote for all pro votes for the MVP, and I think he beat Josh Allen maybe like 30-18. So I think
it was like 31-9, and I think it was the worst game Josh Allen ever had.
So I think
31 passing or something.
Yeah, he would. I think he'd probably still win MVP.
And Nas, why did they beat the Buffalo? Because they ran the football. It's an easy concept. Just run the football.
Like the lady said in The Blind Side, run the dang ball.
That's Miss Sandra Bullock.
Let's crown a guy MVP, but we're yelling to run the football. He's supposed to throw the football. Come on, guy. That's wild.
That's fair. Mike, though, you sound like me defending Tony Romo all these years. Like, I swear to God, like, I used to be like you when Rivers would get a pass. And I'm like, if that was Tony Romo's game, same with Herbert. If Dak had that game Justin Herbert had, he would have been fucking crucified. But everyone just lets Justin Herbert go because nobody gives a shit about the Chargers. Well, that was fun. Let's move on to the very impressive Washington Commanders and the loser Lions, which I think last week I said they're losers. They're a losing franchise. They'll find a way to fuck it up because that's what they're doing. Dan Campbell and the coaching staff, finally it came to bite them in the ass with their dumb play calling. It was a fucking ticking time bomb because you had to be Mr. fucking bite kneecap badass. Sometimes take a step back and just fucking coach normally. Anyway, I have to say, if Washington gets to the Super Bowl, I was thinking about this. In my years of watching football, it would actually be the craziest thing I've ever seen in the NFL. If Washington comes from where they were last year and gets to the fucking Super Bowl with the route they've had to take, I think it will be the craziest thing I've ever seen. Even more crazy than Eli beating the 18-0 Patriots. Tim, what do you think about that? And how do you feel about this Lions team that just bit themselves in the ass?
Well, there's nothing crazier than that fucking Giants team winning the Super Bowl the way they did. But Washington has been pretty impressive.
Insane.
I will go out on a limb and just say I was wrong. Very, very, very wrong. I thought Detroit was going to run through Washington. I didn't even think they had a chance at all. But they play well. Jayden Daniels looked good. Unfortunately, play calling was just absolutely atrocious. If they would have called the same vanilla game that Buffalo called, Detroit probably would have walked right into the NFC Championship game as well. But
right. And you know what, Ben Johnson, good riddance. Take the job. I don't fucking want you.
Yeah, no, he definitely is going to go to Chicago, and we'll see. Hopefully, he improves on Caleb Williams because can't really make him any worse than he was this year. I don't think.
I'll go to Mike because he's been on this Jayden Daniels kick this year, and he's been pretty accurate. So. Mike, would this be one of the craziest things you've seen, even though Jayden Daniels has been playing this good? If they could go into Philly and actually do this?
I mean, to literally, what was the record last? They had, 4 wins?
Maybe 3. They had the number 2 pick.
Yeah, I mean, I would have to go back and see how crazy this season is compared to all the rest, but I mean, it's definitely up there. They completely revamped their coaching. I mean, Dan Quinn's a really good coach. I do like him. I know you're not a big fan of his. He's from Morristown, I think. He's got to represent.
I just feel like he knew he was getting a head coaching job and didn't give a shit about that playoff game. That's why I don't like him.
But no, I mean, the kid Daniel, man. He's just so cool, calm, and collective. It's like, to me, it's like a basketball version of Kobe Bryant. It's like, it's just how. Now I'm talking about putting him up there like Kobe. I'm not saying he's Kobe, but I'm saying the way he plays is just with this fucking Mamba mentality. Like ice in the veins, like I'm not too like, no situation is too big for me, and it's just like it's amazing to see from a rookie. This is like a Big Ben kind of year he's doing.
I'd say it's more impressive.
We all know what happened at the end of that year.
I'd say it's more impressive because Big Ben was in the greatest situation of all time. Like, he got picked like 15th overall in a Steeler team that was
a really good defense, yeah.
Like, this is a number 2 pick overall. You don't see this much. Props to their coaching staff, man. This is pretty wild. You got Dan Quinn in the NFC Championship and Kellen Moore, which are...
They're doing it with 35-year-old Zach Ertz.
Yeah.
But the running back, Brian Robinson, is not impressive to me. Austin Eckler's old, washed up to me. I mean, they're getting it done, and I'm really impressed, and it's all on his shoulders.
Also makes Jerry Jones look foolish because maybe he let go of the wrong guys, Kellen Moore and Dan Quinn, and now they're in the NFC Championship. Go figure. And I will say, going into Detroit and Tampa Bay, they stink. Detroit, that's one thing. You go into Philly and do this, wow.
They're going to beat Philly.
Wow. Nas, take it.
Last week I told you, Scott.
Yeah.
I said I think they're gonna win. He's like, you might as well give me the money.
Yeah, well, you should have bet it. You're in first place, you idiot.
No, but yeah, what he's doing is special. I mean, if we go back to the first show we did this year, I raved about him. I wanted him in the draft. I wanted Commanders to be stupid and take Drake May and let us get Jayden Daniels, but it didn't happen. But yeah, he's been balling. He's been doing his thing. I've been telling everybody since the summertime. Since I seen him beat Ole Miss when he played at LSU, I knew he was going to be that.
Yeah, sir. We've seen a lot. How's this kid impressing you?
No, definitely. But as Six said, I was dead wrong with the Lions. I thought they would.
Yeah.
Thought this was a year. Like I thought they would because in the off. You said that if they had a vanilla offense, they've been biting kneecaps all season. They've been doing trick plays and doing this, and they were able to get away with it. Just off the wheels fell apart against Washington on Saturday.
I compare it to analytics in baseball, and I think Tim will understand this a bit. It works throughout the season. When you get to the postseason, it's such a small sample. You can't coach like that. It's like analytics in baseball. Go with more what the game is calling for, rather than what you're thinking and you ran all year. They fucked up last year versus the Niners. They did the same bullshit. This is 2 years in a row that if they just played a football game, they're probably in the fucking Super Bowl or NFC Championship this year. So, I get it, but I don't know.
The defense giving up 41 points.
That doesn't help.
That too. That's ridiculous. 41 points to the Redskins? To the Commanders?
I guess there's a pick six, but Goff didn't do him any fucking favors, though.
No.
He had
he had two really, really, really ugly picks.
You feel bad because, that's the game why Sean McVay knew he had to go with Stafford. It's a game like that, he's too capable of those games, even though he could put up a great game, but he's very capable of those. All right. Let's get to our picks. This is crazy because Nas is 39, 28, and 2 with a 56.52 winning percentage. Mike with a 3-1 week last week is 39, 27, and 3 with an identical winning percentage with only 3 games left to pick. I'm 32, 35, and 2. Sir, 31, 37, and 1. And Tim, 18 and 21. So this is a 2-man race at this point. I have 3 games left to get back to 500. We'll see if I can do it. But, it's a 2-man race right now. So, we're going to start with Washington at Philly. Washington is plus 5.5 with the over-under at 47.5. We'll get to the head guys last. So, Tim, we'll go from the basement up. What do you got?
All right. We're going Eagles minus 5.5. I think Washington just played their legit Super Bowl. I don't know how they can stay at that high peak that they're at right now and play another football game the same way. I hope that I'm wrong because I like seeing Jayden Daniels and he's doing well. I just hope he doesn't turn into RG3 and get hurt next year running, and then we're in the same situation of what happens if he never got hurt type of deal. But I'm going Eagles minus 5.5.
Sir.
So last week I pretty much did every time I look at a game, my first instinct, and I went with it, and I went 3-1. Should have been 4-0, but it's all right. So first instinct, give me over 47.5. I trust both teams to put up some points. So simple as that.
I've been against Washington all year. Eagles are my Super Bowl pick. They were in the beginning of the year, Eagles Bengals. So I know the Eagles and Commanders played twice this year, and the Commanders hung in both the times. And if there's a team the Eagles have problems with, even when it was Sam Howell and Kirk Cousins, Washington gives them fits. I actually think Washington covers his number. Give me Washington plus 5.5. I think it'd be 24-20, 27-24, but I don't know. The Eagles haven't looked great. They just haven't. And I don't know. Maybe it'll catch up to them, but in Philly, I'd be very stunned if Washington pulls this off. I think the Eagles are going back to Super Bowl. Washington plus 5.5. Mike.
Yeah, I've always backed JD the whole season, and especially in the playoffs, I'm not going to stop now. So I do think that they have a potential to win this game. It's going to be tough playing in Philly, but they beat them pretty good in the regular season.
They beat them in Philly, I think.
Yeah, that was about a month ago. So they're familiar with each other. Obviously, they know how to they play each other twice a year. But I just think that Hurts might be a little more injured than we think coming this game with that ankle or that knee that looked ugly.
Yeah.
And they pretty much just handed the ball off. After that injury, and Matt Stafford kind of just threw away the game. But I do think that Daniels is going to cover. Ertz is going to be facing his former team in the playoffs. It's definitely gonna be close, and I'll take the 5.5.
Nas, this is tricky for you because you've been on the Commanders bandwagon this year, but you've also been picking Philly a lot, and they've won you a lot of games. Who you going with?
Well, Mike's going Commanders, so I'm gonna go for Philly minus 5.5. I think Saquon is about to have one of the greatest shows on turf on Sunday at 3 o'clock.
But yeah,
turf grass.
Okay.
No, yeah, give me Eagles minus 5.5.
You can always go over and under too. I know it's not your forte.
Yeah.
But all right, next game, the big one, the rematch. Everyone's been waiting for this. Buffalo at Kansas City. Buffalo plus 1.5. Over under 47.5. Really? Wow. Same thing. Tim.
I am going to go. Sorry, Mike, this might jinx you, but I'm taking Buffalo plus 1.5.
Okay. You think he's gonna do it, or they're gonna lose by 1?
I don't know. I feel like I know it's not luck, but it just feels like Kansas City just keeps getting lucky. And now they're gonna play a complete football team. I don't know. I think it's finally time.
As much as we got on Buffalo for saying if they play that game, they'll lose to Kansas City. If Kansas City plays the game they played, they're losing to Buffalo. So it should be interesting, sir.
Well, once again, we gave you over 47.5. Both these two teams met up during the season and they put up combined 51. So let's see another high scoring affair between these two. Okay,
you know me and my Mahomes stuff. Basically an underdog 1.5. I will say at Baltimore, I do think Baltimore would have beat Kansas City. I think Buffalo has a better shot than they did, but until I see Mahomes lose at home in a game like this, and 1.5, I can't go against them. I just can't. I have to see it. I have to fucking see it. So give me Kansas City minus 1.5, and you're going to have a rematch of the Super Bowl from 2 years ago, in my opinion. All right, Mike, what do you got?
So, I mean, I know you say they've looked bored, the Chiefs. I mean, you cannot look bored for this long, dude. You cannot. And they have not impressed me at all the whole year. We absolutely demolished them in the regular season. This is our year. I mean, there's just something about the way we're playing with Mac Hollins and Curtis Samuel and Khalil Shakir, all these no-names that, we're just coming together and literally everybody's outing us. Nobody picked the Bills to win last week, all the media. Maybe 1 or 2 people, but it's probably going to be, I don't know, probably more lean towards the Bills and the media outlet, at least picking the Bills. But I do think that Josh Allen is going to play like Josh, and you're going to see the Josh Allen that you guys want to see, the MVP Josh Allen, to put the cape on and have that 20-yard run to win the game, which I don't think it's going to be a close game, man. I honestly don't. Really? I think the final score is going to be 28-17 Bills.
17. Now, can I ask you this? Are you going to this game as a feeling as a Bills fan? If not now,
I can't go to the game now.
No. I'm saying that in a mindset. If not now, when? Like, if you can't do it now, when? You know what I mean?
Dude, I'm like guaranteeing when. I know it's gonna happen, and yeah, I mean, I guess you're right. If it's not now, when? But I mean, with Josh Allen, you can literally win this year. You can win next year. You can win the following year. I mean, as long as he's on our team. No, and we don't even have these guys to throw to, and there's no Diggs. There's no. Imagine if somehow we signed T. Higgins next year. I mean, who knows?
Oh, what about your soft receiver, Amari Cooper, who was barely on the field, as I said? What did I tell you when you got him? When it gets cold and there's third downs, he will not be on that field late in the season.
Yeah.
Hold on, Mike, let me just say one thing. You said nobody picked you guys to win, right? Let me speak from experience. When everybody has you winning a game, you're probably not winning the game. Just saying.
True. I agree. Nas,
everybody was picking Detroit to Washington. What happened? Just saying, but stay as the underdog, bro.
Yeah, no, I loved it. Oh, please, yes.
All right, Nas, I have a feeling you hate the Chiefs, but since Mike and you started the show, you're so anti-Buffalo now that
it's like
Josh Allen guy.
Because I got friends that put Patrick Mahomes on fucking pedestals, and it's like same conversations with Tom Brady.
But you just can't stand Josh Allen
But I just, it's not that I just can't stand him.
Do it. Say it now. Come on, give it to him.
It's just like being on the show for like, what, 18, 19 weeks with Mike and just hearing this week after week. I got to go Kansas City -1.5.
Come on, man. You had a chance. I
just don't see the way they just beat Mahomes at home. Like, you said, it's Patrick Mahomes. I don't know.
Right. All right, and all right, there are picks. It should be interesting.
I'll tell you. Let me say one more thing about this game. If the game is close, we're going to lose. because the Zebras, we all know that Texans game.
Oh, here we go with this shit.
I'm just saying. If the game is close, I already know
Look at Sky.
You guys cannot watch that Texans game and say, look, these were blatant calls. They're not.
At the end of the day, though,
that was not roughing the passer at all.
But why are you even knowing that they get? Here's my thing with that, Mike. I understand, but it's the same stuff that happened when Derek Jeter would be at bat. He would get a third strike call, maybe called the ball. This happened to Tom Brady his whole career. This happened to Kobe when he would get fouls. LeBron. You know Mahomes is going to get that. Why are you even lowering your fucking helmet when he goes down? Why are you putting yourself in that position? So I understand it, but those two guys did collide with each other's helmets. Why are you even going that route? Do you get what I'm saying? Don't give the refs a chance. But I do agree with you. They have to really reassess any quarterback. When they're running now, they got to pick up these flags. And if you fake, go out of bounds, or fake slide and keep going, that's a 15-yard penalty.
He did. Mahomes fake slide.
I know. And that should be a 15-yard penalty. That's not fair.
There was a couple calls yesterday that was a little, yeah.
Yeah, Lamar getting tackled out of bounds.
Pass interference?
That was a tricky one. Yeah, I didn't agree.
Yeah, the Trey White one. Yeah, ex-Buffalo Bill shout out to Trey White. But yeah, I mean, that one I don't think that was pass interference.
Well, whatever.
What can we do? We can't do nothing.
Can't do anything except, talk about it. I will ask one more question though, Mike. If you start a team next year with your quarterbacks, are you taking Jayden Daniels or Lamar Jackson?
Jayden
Daniels.
That's wild.
I love Jayden Daniels.
How is that wild?
Like, under what basis? You get what I'm saying with this recency bias? So you're taking...
Under what basis? The guy's in the NFC Championship game in his rookie year, and he's looked like an ice-cold killer the whole fucking year, bro. That's why.
I'm asking you, so to start a team next year,
yes,
your quarterback ranking will come out 1 through 10. You will have Jayden Daniels above Lamar Jackson.
Yes.
Okay.
Will he be above Josh Allen? I got to see what kind of drugs.
Where do you put Jay? What about Jayden Daniels over Joe Burrow? You put him there or not yet? No. Okay.
So Joe Burrow can throw football. Joe Burrow can throw football, guys. That's what quarterbacks do, is throw a fucking football.
All right.
Yeah, maybe that's why Mark Andrews can't catch it.
Take away Lamar Jackson's leg. He's in the fucking CFL.
All right. Oh, this is great. All right. Well, what a great second or third to last episode. We've been 19 weeks for these explosions. We've been waiting 18 weeks. And we got what we wanted, the Ravens-Bills game, and it ended up not disappointing with the response to it. Our anytime touchdown we'll move on to. Mike, start us with the anytime touchdown.
Yeah, I got to hit one of these. Give me baby Ray Davis on the Bills. He scored last week against the Ravens. I probably should have picked him. I picked Keon Coleman instead. But, yeah, I think Ray Davis gets in.
Okay. Sir.
Let me get Travis Kelce a plus 125 in the playoffs. Travis Kelce's a different animal. Like he looked like.
Are we supposed to be? Are we picking like easy ones? That's an easy one, man.
What plus money? Plus money. It's plus 125.
Plus money.
Ain't nothing easy in the gambling world.
Exactly, yo. This is Travis Kelce in the playoffs, bro. Come on now.
Mike, what's your plus?
I gotta check.
All right, Nas, who you got?
Give me Xavier Worthy.
He's a plus 200.
Plus 195.
Yeah. Plus 195.
I might know that.
Yo, fucking Nas is just looking to twist the knife. Give me the guy the Bills traded back, so the Chiefs could get.
It's going to sting.
Sting. I can't believe how much Nas is going to be rooting for the Chiefs this Sunday. It's actually absurd.
Plus, Ray Davis is plus 475.
All right, I like that. I'm going to go with Zach Ertz plus 280 versus old team. I know he might be a little banged up, but I don't know. Just give me him plus 280. Tim, who you got?
We could choose the same person, so I'm with Nas. I got Xavier Worthy plus 195. Scored 3 of his last 4 games. They seem to have set like good, probably 5 or 6 set plays that are specifically for him, and he's a big play guy. So,
all right, sir, you hit again, man. You've been doing well on these. After like hijacking the first couple because you didn't win back in week 1 or 2. Who did you have? Oh, Terry McLaurin.
Scary Terry,
yeah. Great game.
Scary Terry.
And he was plus money, I'll have you know. All right, thank you.
Who you got thumbs up, thumbs down?
All right, my thumbs up player, I've mentioned it before, Saquon Barkley. This brother has been running. If this Eagles team didn't have Saquon, they would be nowhere near what they are right now. Because Jalen Hurts does not look the same. He's basically Barkley has put his team on his back and is just running rampant over like every team that he faces. So, shouts out to him. My thumbs down. I don't know. I guess I've said the whole Ravens team, like between Andrews fumbling and dropping passes, and you know what I'm saying, and not giving the ball to Derrick Henry. Just come on, fam. Like you had your opportunity, and you decided to make the same mistake you did last year. Just put the ball and try to have Lamar throw 30 times. The results don't end well when you do that.
Right. So we'll have another thumbs up, thumbs down next week. Maybe because it'll be like one of the last weeks. We'll just do everybody, even if we don't hit these. Puppy Bowl also coming up. Team Rough. I have to say, Mike, if you're looking to adopt a dog on Team Fluff, Paws Allen, like Josh Allen.
Guys.
Paws Allen is on Team Fluff. He's a Labrador Retriever. Labrador Retriever mix. Oh my God. From Buddy's Second Chance Rescue in Buffalo.
Wow.
You might have to adopt them if they make the Super Bowl. So I'll have the full starting lineup with my favorite Puppy Bowl names coming up before the Super Bowl, and I will pick Team Fluff versus Team Rough. And if it is a tiebreaker, you two, you got to pick anytime touchdowns by one of the puppies as the thing. All right, any last words, Mike? I'll give it to you because your team won.
Listen, I don't want to say that the Bills don't deserve to be where they are. They like Tim Nasser said, they have not been picked to win the division. Everybody was picking the Dolphins, Jets, and I think those are the only 2 teams that had a chance. But
ain't nobody was picking the Patriots to win the division, bro. Stop it. You can stop right there.
I said Dolphins and Jets.
Yeah, next year to win the division. You said right.
Yeah.
Yeah, the AFC East. Ain't nobody. The Patriots ain't winning that.
People were picking the Dolphins or the Jets to win the AFC East.
I know. I said nobody's picking the Patriots. Bro.
Oh no.
You could have stopped right there, bro.
Yeah.
Next year.
But I mean, it really is truly crazy that these 2 teams. It could be the Redskins versus the Bills in the Super Bowl. 2 teams where nobody was picking to even win their own division. I mean, it's just it's been a crazy NFL year, and
a rematch from like Super Bowl from like 1989, I think.
I think it's
1991, maybe.
I think 91.
Yeah, because 90 was the Giants and 92, 93 were the Cowboys. So 91, when they lost every NFC East team except the Eagles. Maybe they'll lose to the Eagles this year. Then you could complete the fucking, you've lost every NFC East team in the Super Bowl. That would be terrible.
Sounds awful.
It sounds awful.
Doesn't sound the best.
All right, guys, enjoy. It's a Monday. Happy Monday. Enjoy college football. I think Ohio State wins, but I do think Notre Dame covers.
Jeremiah Smith, first touchdown.
All right, Notre Dame plus 310.
Hammer the under.
Yeah, Notre Dame plus 310. Give him a shot. And Marcus Freeman wins. Don't be shocked if he gets some head coach interviews. Wouldn't be shocked about that. All right, guys.